That was gonna be that was between Team Tings and Team QQ, and Team QQ queued all over them and crushed Team Tings, and they will be moving on in this tournament. And now we're actually going to be seeing Team Sand against Pogi C.
Miguel.
We're going to call him PSM.
What was their
I
name?
know
like,
that sounds
a minute ago, they had a different name that was significantly easier to say. They were like Silver Toes or something, weren't they?
Yeah, Silver Toes. Silver Toes, yeah. Okay,
but
so
are they still called Silver Toes, or did they just outside replace them with somebody else?
let's go with PSM.
Hold on, wait, does any of these seem like PSL?
PSM.
I want to see. We didn't.
Team Taylor Swift.
When did that happen?
I don't know. Well, anyways, we're gonna go back to the picks. So it's actually kind of interesting. We like to point out when we did our original Missing tournament, it was Missing Middle, and the winners of that tournament was actually Team Sand, and they are the champions. So you are going to be seeing some really amazing Dota, at least from one of these teams, because I'm not too sure about PSM. I don't remember.
I don't think we've seen those.
No. So they're newcomers, so we don't know what they're going to be bringing, but we definitely know what Sand can bring. They have such amazing potential just in terms of skill, team synergy, team organization. They have a method in their madness.
I remember
like, they were running like a well-oiled machine. Roshan was going down every time he was up. So yeah, Team Sand was really giving teams a good run for their money. So we're expecting the same thing, of course, if they do have the same roster. I do remember Jizza.
Jizza?
Yeah, Jizza. In 1990, he actually changed his name.
What a band.
10 seconds remaining.
So with that said, we're going to go into the bands right now. We're looking at, for Team Sand, first two bands. We're looking at, is this an interesting band? Wisp being the first band. Perhaps they know something maybe about PSM's strategy that they just took away. But Wisp is a fantastic hero. Just having that global presence, so taking him out of the game, it does take away a significant amount of mobility. And of course, Lifestealer's not much to be really said that hasn't already been said thousands of times. Lifestealer steals your life, steals your wife, and it's just GG.
Lifestealer. All right, they are taking a little bit of time to do these first picks. And all we know for sure is that Lone Druid's going to come up, and that a Nature's Prophet and a Bat Rider are not. They have been removed. Bat Rider, I feel that you just got to take him out. Because if you don't take out those standard heroes like a Magnus and a Gyrocopter, then there they are. And what a deadly combination they can be.
Yeah, it's such a deadly combination indeed. You're looking at two alts that really have this great synergy. Gyrocopter can be one of those people that sets up team fights for that Magnus to allow him to get in there with that with the skewer, and of course following that up with a nice RP. And that's reverse polarity for you noobs at home. I'm just joking. So no, I'm just kidding. So with that said, these two heroes, they really do have pretty good synergy. And I'm very interested to hearing the response, seeing the response from PSM following up the Magnus Gyrocopter picks to counter them. Because Lone Druid, I think, he's a really fantastic hero. Does have enormous farming potential, and definitely when you see that Spare getting, the typical Armlet Mortigan that we've been seeing, not so much the Radiance actually these days, but the Mortigan and, all sorts of really good goodies that I can't actually think of off the top of my head. We're going to be seeing the second and third picks in a moment. But yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be at the stage.
I'm glad to be back in a game. Yeah, it feels refreshing. Oh, I want to see what. We can't make any sizable predictions yet about what's going to happen. So I just want to see it. I want to see it happening now. Oh, yeah, I just want to get that out of there. Here it is, the Rubrik.
So the next two heroes that we just seen pick right now is Rubik. So, our first match that we saw, we didn't see Rubik picked. He was actually banned, rather. So we'll be seeing some really, I think this is a pretty good counter to Magnus and Gyrocopter, mainly because of the fact that it's spells to steal for Rubik, really. And those alts, when casted, you'll be able to pick them up. And picking the Juggernaut's actually a really good pick as well because of that Blade Fury and, of course, the Omni Slash that he has to offer. But look at this, Trevor. You see this third one for Team Sand. What do you think about that?
It's a Keeper! I think that they're going to try and, I expect a PL to be banned coming up next, because Keeper PL, the constant barrage of nukes. But it's interesting that, I mean, they knew kind of they could only pick one, the keeper or the PL, perhaps. I mean, maybe they don't even. Boom, there it is. Maybe they don't even. Both of them wasn't pivotal to the strategy, so that they just wanted to pick whichever would be more versatile overall on their team, and the keeper is apparently more versatile, which makes sense because the mana is just crazy. What's it, like 13 seconds at max when, or 16 seconds at max when he's just flooding with mana all the time. That it dominates lanes, and it dominates like setting up a team fight and really preparing to make sure that the team can be active when they want it.
It's also the other like spells and Keeper of the Light brings. Like I really like Blinding Light. Blinding Light. It really disrupts a lot of the ults or like abilities that require channeling or any kind of channel cast. And of course, Spirit Form. It does bring just amazing. Like the fact that it gives the Keeper of the Light the mobility when he does cast Illuminate. Go anywhere on the map after that and be able to shoot it off. But the last one I just wanted to mention, the teleport recall. It's a lot of fun. Can't count how many times you're called just into a fight, you're not even realizing what's going on. It's puff, there you are. So
I was playing with a guy the other day, and I think he realized what recall did like halfway through the game, because at one point I was pretty low in health. I would have escaped no problem, but he just helped me out by pulling me back across the river. And it was nice. But then once he realized what it could do, anytime, and we were dominating this game. You were in it as well, Devo, and who were you? You were somebody who was comboing really, really well with. You were Spirit Breaker.
Life Stealer. Yeah.
So anyway, you were dominating team fights. You didn't need to worry about anything. So I was I think Sand King. I was not having as positive a game because of the lag. So I was just farming. I was just having a good time farming.
High ping.
And the worst ping. So the keeper, every time there was a team fight, he was like, "No, you come and you fight with us." And I really didn't need to. I mean, they didn't need my stun. You didn't need anything. Certainly not the expertly timed epicenters that I was able to get off with a 1 second delay. Where's your epicenter? Where's your epicenter? And it's like blah 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 blah, and it's over, and then like. So, but anyway, this keeper who's just like, "You come over here now. You come over here now." And then I would join the team fight and be like, "Okay, fine."
It's one of the abilities I don't usually use that much. Recall, whenever I use keeper, it's always like illuminate, chakra, mana leak, illuminate, chakra. That's all I do really. Going on the left side of the screen right now, we do see the fourth bans for both the teams. Queen of Pain, I missed that too. Storm Spirit and Queen of Pain will not be in this match. They have been removed. It's definitely it's shaping up to seem probably most likely we're going to see Magnus in the mid lane. Not too sure. They are actually, Team Sand is taking away a lot of the mid lane heroes for PSM to pick from. So Neek's Assassin, there we go. No surprise right there being the final pick, the final ban rather for Team Sand. To the left hand side for PSM, we do see Shadow Demon, and as you mentioned a moment ago, the Phantom Lancer has been removed, and of course. Those pedo fingers, the bane. It's been
love to touch you with the fingers.
We won't be seeing the Nightmarish Bane in this fight. And it's I like the kind of bans that we're seeing right now because they are taking away those kind of heroes that can set up a disastrous situation, for Team Sand, just because of the fact, you're not seeing the Nightmare, but we've seen this Templar Assassin. What are your thoughts about TA?
I'm excited.
Are you excited?
I haven't seen her in a while.
Because we were just talking about a moment ago. Team Sand did the best that they can with their final 3 bans, banning out some mid lane heroes, and I appreciate this pick in terms of like a good, strong mid lane hero that Templar Assassin provides for any team. So PSM going with TA, I think it's a really good idea. It's going to have that mid game. I'm still practicing it. You have to have that eye on the clock every 2 minutes. Those runes are going to be spawning either top or the bottom. And Templar Assassin, once she has that blink dagger with the psionic blades, it's just such a strong hero.
But she gets neutralized. Like her escape is nullified if you. Okay, hold on. But the refraction, if you just bring your wards or anything, you can really shut her down to ensure that you guarantee that kill every time.
Mel, definitely. But
Mel, sorry, yeah, Refraction. Refraction is, let's see who, hold on. Refraction up against a gyro?
A gyro
would not be effective.
Well, a gyro too. It's questionable to see how effective that a refraction could be, especially when you consider the fact Ogre Magi with Ignite. It's a damage over time kind of ability lasting 4 seconds, right? So if you look at refraction, the instances that the number of hits that she's going to be invincible by, a number of 6 by the time of level 4. But really, I like this Ogre Magi pick, and also as you mentioned just a moment ago with Gyrocopter, with that rocket barrage, there are things that they can do to go against this team, and I love this, man. Last pick that Team Sand goes for is Kunkka. Absolutely, I'm excited to see what they're going to be doing. PSM going for the last pick, Jakiro, very strong support hero. Love the Ice Path, love the Macro Pyro that Jakiro does bring, and of course, it's one of the lesser abilities in Jakiro's arsenal. I think that is mentioned, but I love Liquid Fire because of that AoE damage that it provides. It does do a number of damage, so those are really, really strong picks by both teams. I'm not going to give it an advantage, I think, for either side because both have picked very intelligently. They did the best that they could to counter in the bans, and the rest is now remains to be seen.
Yeah, we got some interesting setup here. I'm trying to weigh in terms of stuns, in terms of slows, in terms of gank potential. So I am eager to see what this game turns into. I'm still, I apologize, but I'm still not sure about the
So I think with that said, we're going to go to the Radiant side right now. We're just going to see who's playing who. We're looking at the Radiant side that is going to be played by PSM. LAEL is going to be playing Lone Druid. Ellis Miri is going to be playing Templar Assassin. Miguel Yoda is going to be playing Rubik, and Q.P is going to be playing Juggernaut, and Uzumakai Naruto is going to be playing Jakiro. A lot of... Oh, yeah, sorry.
Alright, Jizza is going to take over. Click on... Yeah, where's our keeper? Where is he hiding?
Where are you?
Oh, he's top. No, he's not. Sorry, he's right there. So Jizza is going to take over the keeper. Kunkka is going to be played by 990, which will be great. I'm very excited to see a Kunkka. SNK Puno 47 will look after the Gyrocopter, who is going to head mid. Magnus is going to be... Oh, you meanie. Magnus is going to spin top. He's gonna. It looks as though he's gonna solo top, and he's gonna be played by
so,
S.
Right now, I don't know what we're looking at right now, but a pause. Is this what it's called?
Tactical.
Oh, a tactical pause.
No, this is not. This isn't like an early game. Oh crap! I chose. We finished captain's mode. I forgot to pee. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this can possibly be tactical. I don't think. So we do see that there is a collection of heroes in the dire jungle waiting to pick off somebody. And I think we'll try, but they will not be successful because the Magnus is holding pretty close. It looks like he may be choosing to block creeps. And the Ogre, we got the tri-lane forming bot. With the Ogre, with the Keeper, and with the Kunkka. So we're going to maybe take some time to doodle on the mini-map. Because that's a mature and sophisticated thing to do. Nerds. The Gyro's calling everyone nerds. And look at this interaction that we've got up at top. The Syllabear just kind of pestering, just doing what he can to be a menace. Maybe trying to steal a creep wave away. That's very effective use of a micro on the Syllabear. So.
I've been noticing a lot of players pulling that stunt off, and he looks like he's going to be able to get away with it now. Magnus is too far really back to get those, to do what he can against that Spirit Bear. But look at this. Yeah, the Bear is going to be able to pull that first wave of creeps, which is going to allow that the Radiant wave to go up in that top tower, really pretty much leaving last hits for the Magnus there, going against that tower right there. We do see a Sentry Ward there on the Dire side, and it looks to be a tri-lane setup with Rubik, Jakiro, and Juggernaut going against a tri-lane of San's own Jizza. Keeper Light there, Ogre, Magi, and Kunkka are going to be going against this tri-lane, and looks like there is a ping. They are taking out those wards. Rubik is counter-warding very efficiently with Jakiro up in the top lane right now. We do have a little bit of action, a couple of right clicks right there on Magnus. Magnus taking a little bit of damage by that Lone Druid, but it looks like the lane is set up in the top. Will be Magnus against Lone Druid mid lane right now. We will be seeing a Jakiro, sorry, Jakira. Gyrocopter going against a Templar Assassin. Really no surprises here. Very typical layout and setup with the kind of team compositions that we see for both these teams. And really, the real push right now is for the Dire side. Those creeps are pushed back, and there are wards being dropped and laced everywhere. And this jungle, nice counter warding, good positioning right here. Sand, even though they were just counter warded a moment ago by the Radiant there, we do see a good commitment to that map.
Look at these blasts by Keeper going off every once in a while. I love that. I love the sheer destructive potential and the health reducing frustration that comes with Illuminate. We'll see if there's any action coming up here. So far, no last hits or anything definitive, or really like last hit leads in any definitive direction yet. We see that moving in against the Jakiro, we've got the Dire pushing with their 3 heroes. But everyone's just kind of biding their time, waiting for the correct opportunity to strike.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a feeling out process right now. I think both teams are just showing a little bit of respect for each other, just in terms of the kind of skill that I think both these teams are bringing, really. And right now in the mid lane right there, we do see Templar Assassin sitting right beside a donkey, just chilling right there. Just picked up his bottle, grabbing that item in the early goings of this match. A very key item if you are playing Templar Assassin. But just as we were saying a moment ago, both teams are showing a little bit of respect for each other, not either really showing much aggression. We did see a little bit of a push by that by the Radiant side, by PSM trying to get that early gank against Team Sand, but Sand really having a lot of experience, knowing better not to fall into that kind of trap. And really, we're not seeing anything unusual here too. We do see Rubik pulling those creeps into the neutral camp zone, and now there's a huge wave of Radiance creeps going against the Dyers. And really, it's just a farm fest right now. We're looking at Kunkka, 8 last hits. There is Ogre Magi threatening to stun by the looks of it, but did cancel. Jakiro just chilling in the woods right there. Does have a point in Ice Path. Definitely could set up an early kill, possibly. The real liability in this tri-lane that we're looking at right now is Keeper Light, so it's a game of position for him really in the early goings of this match. But Kunkka, Ogre Magi, very strong heroes, definitely tough to take down early, mid, late game of the match. Doesn't matter any time really, but Keeper Light, as we just said a moment ago, has to keep a good position. But Trevor, what do you think about this bottom lane? Who do you think is in a little bit of a pickle if he gets caught off guard?
Well, I think anybody can be shut down. Yeah, Rubik's ability to telekinesis somebody and isolate them will be interesting. Well, Rubik's ability to isolate plus the ice path that could go down. So yeah, there's a lot of isolate potential for our Radiant. But the mana, the constant mana stream, so you can see unlimited torrents perhaps going on. Oh, but mid we're seeing a little bit of action. This DD has been cast on the Gyro. He was trying to do a little harass, but it was not very effective. Instead, he took quite a bit of damage, so he's bottling up right now, trying to heal himself. Unfortunate with that DD because he may have been able to do something significant against the Templar Assassin. Meanwhile, Lone Druid is low on health because he had a little foray off against that Magnus. Probably Magnus was sending off some shockwaves against him, which is so pesky. The range on that, right?
The range on it really is pesky, and I think the peskier part about it is the fact that it's so low mana requirements. Only 90 mana that it needs, so that makes it for a frequent cast. But really, in terms of the tale that's being told in the top lane right now, we're looking at last hits. Magnus is only sitting at 11 last hits, whereas Lone Druid, thanks to his little bear there, or the big bear actually, he's looking at 29 last hits on 11 denies, and that is actually starting to tell the tale because of the fact that we do see a good difference in experience and gold being earned by those 2 solo laners. So going back down to the bottom lane right now, we do see Juggernaut sitting at 7 last hits, and Kunkka, the real carry in this lane, sitting at 21 last hits. And there's the Illuminate cast it right there. Will hit Juggernaut and Rubik, and forcing, for whatever reason, O.P having to cast his Blade Fury, probably thinking that an initiation might have been granted there by Ogre Magi. And once again, Juggernaut taking a good, strong hit by that Keeper Light's Illuminate, almost getting that tide, that torrent in by Kunkka. Going into the top lane right now, we do see Lone Druid still going against Magnus, and really both of them are trading blows tit for tat. Really, the bear almost at 50% health in the mid lane once again. TA and Gyrocopter really kind of doing the best that they can with those runes. I think both of them have traded off a couple of them. Another rune just being casted right now. There is a DD rune right there up for grabs for either team that wants it. Noted that TA does have that bottle illuminate being casted right now by Keeper the Light. So much damage and almost just misses the torrent right there is Kunkka. Just misses the torrent by hair. Juggernaut was in a little bit of a pickle there, but manages just to dodge that strike. Healing Self being casted there, but really this Illuminate is just such a pain in the butt to deal with, as we can see that Juggernaut is having to put up with just under level 5.
And
right
look
now.
at this dire vision that's being put down. We have wards. Do you want a circle of wards here? I think I can hold this, and then you can draw on the ward. Yeah, just draw right around it. Oh, yeah! Look at that, drawing potential. So we've got wards that are set up in great positions right now so that we can keep an eye on, look at what just happened to you. So that they can keep an eye on exactly when is the opportune moment to gank. And
oh, look at this first blood now! Yes, there it is! Templar Assassin did get that first blood thanks to that DD rune that we noted a moment ago. Big play right there, and there's Templar Assassin smelling blood, going in there on the Ogre Magi in all sorts of trouble. There's the meld and an attack, and is it going to be a double kill? Yes, it is! Templar Assassin getting that kill, and quite possibly maybe a triple kill, but no. Magnus has his little posse of creeps there, but big plays there by TA. TA still has a good chunk of time on that double damage, and knowing that there is Trouble Sand TPing in reinforcements, there is Gyrocopter to back up in that lane. Going back down, more action. There's the telekinesis. Ice Path casted by Jakiro. There's the Blade Fever by Juggernaut. Juggernaut getting a little sniff of some damage, but it's going to be Ribbit going down. Keeper of the Light picking him off of the Illuminates. Real big plays right there. 2-1 is the score. PSM with the kill advantage. Big plays by both teams.
I really appreciate, we're just watching there as the Kunkka was kind of fleeing for his life from the spinning Juggy, and he realized, or he could see what was happening, not just worrying about himself, which I guess is something that I do all too frequently, but turning around and realizing, no, we're able to get this kill right now, right here. This is how it's going to happen if I can get that torrent off on the Rubik. And he nails it, and they get the kill. So despite the fact that you feel your life is about to end, you're able to capitalize on that, and he's fine, and they got the kill. We also noticed that, poor Gyro gets taken down for a second time against this TA. She is really dominating the mid lane right now. Just crazy amounts of damage we're able to pop out after that meld, right?
Yeah, definitely a crazy amount of damage popping out of that meld. Going into the top lane right now, there was a little bit of trouble right there for Magnus. Lone Drew trying to get an early kill there against him as well, but really well said. There is TA casting another trap. Jakiro noting that as well, that has just been placed there by Templar Assassin. But Templar Assassin, a good start for Ellesmere right now with 3 of the first kills for PSM, just passing the 9-minute mark of the match. Team Sand just biding their time. Doesn't look like they are wanting to make a response against this Templar Assassin. Magnus is up there on the cliff. Gyrocopter and Ogre Magi, all sorts of stuns and trouble for this TA. Refraction or not, Templar Assassin has to be careful. Not sure if she's aware the fact of the danger that's surrounding her right now. And
we just check out some of our heroes, looking at Ogre Magi to see whether he has any vision on him. Is he able to... We're not going to know. Or is he able to see this Templar? And we see that, trying to take her down. The stun has been launched by Gyro, but Meld and it does nothing. So she's able to take on all 3 of these heroes and not even give a single damn.
Yeah, not giving a single damn. It's a question of synergy. There is a trap that just was laced there by Templar Assassin, but really, Sand wants this mid tower. They want to put pressure on this TA. They don't want her to get out of control. Lone Druid just now destroying that tower because of the fact that Magnus is in the mid lane. So really, Lone Druid is going to be taking advantage of that free farming up top. There's a homing missile casted by Gyrocopter. Get it right eventually. One of the times. And TA right now does smell blood, casting refraction. A little bit of trouble right now for TA, a little bit of a stun there by Ogre Magi, and now look at this, 1 is chasing down 3. Can you believe this, folks? There goes Templar Assassin. Nice hit there, RP casted by Magnus. But it's TA. She bit more than she could chew. Nice feigning the retreat there by Team Sand. Made Templar Assassin a false sense of confidence, and really, she's going to be back in the fountain right now, licking her wounds for 30 seconds.
There's so much action going on. In the meantime, we did see that the top tower was destroyed by the Lone Druid. Way to go, Lone Druid. You took that down all by yourself. Such a good guy. And there have been no towers taken for the Dire yet. They have a couple kills, but that is about all. Illuminate's going to go off on this Keeper. He's going to try and push this creep wave because now the Dire is looking, Sand is looking for those tower kills, and they're going to get them. There's not very much reinforcement down the bot.
This is a typical thing that we have seen from Team Sand in the past. They do transition very well in terms of getting a structural advantage, which is absolutely going to pave the way for a gold advantage. And really, they have a strong position right now. Yellow being caught off guard, Juggernaut in a little bit of trouble, casts Blade Fury, and there's Magnus caught in the Fury of Blades. Magnus skewering himself out of there, but there's a Ghost Ship by Kunkka. All sorts of trouble right now. Ice Path casted by Jakiro, and there we go. Telekinesis casted on Kunkka being taken down in the mix, and Jakiro will get the kill there. And there's a refraction. Magnus trying to run for his life. Will he make it? Ice Path casted. Double kill going to Jakiro. All sorts of trouble right now. Gyrocopter with a call down. Oh my god. There's Jakiro in the call down. Will it be enough? And let's see Team Sand. Yes, Ogre Magi will pick him off with a stun. Illuminate casted by Keeper of the Light. There's the Fury of the Blades. There is Rubica taking down that Ogre Magi. Oh my god, so much blood and guts and everywhere. Oh my god, just carnage.
Carnage everywhere. There are bits and pieces of heroes left, right, and center. That was chaos. That was madness. Alright, and in the meantime, what we've seen, we've got a ton of our Radiant heroes running to try and heal up, but that was exceptional plays. It seemed messy, like there was a lot going on. It was all great, but we've got people dying, people buying back, abilities being cast, suicide abilities essentially. In the meantime, Rubrik has been able to deny that bottom tower. It took a lot of damage, so Dire didn't quite push hard enough to claim themselves a tower, and that potential was lost to them. So a bit of an unfortunate turn of events there for Sand. They really stretched to try and claim as much ground as they could.
Oh, but look at this. TA is coming in right now, and it is Kunkka in big trouble. There's the DD. Look at the damage. There was over 700 damage in those two shots, and Kunkka couldn't stand the test against that DDTA and the Lone Druid and his little bear, and all sorts of trouble right there for Kunkka. Kunkka going to be out for a couple of seconds. There's a skewer by Magnus. Reverse polarity is going to miss, and there we go. Juggernaut trying to Fury out of there with the Blade Fury spell and trying to do the juice, but no. Magnus saying, I don't think so, sir. Shockwave in your face.
That shockwave has just such a wide kind of range of effect, so he just had to nail that tower, or nail around that tree and take that.
Absolutely, and we just saw a mid tower going down for the Radiant side. 8-4 is the lead, and I think maybe this might be a pretty good time just to take a quick look at the XP graphs, and so far the Radiant is in a pretty good lead, just over 6,000 experience ahead, and also in gold, not as much, 4,000 gold, so it is pretty close in the early goings of this match, 14 minutes into the game. What do you think?
I'm just checking that right now to see the net worth, and we see some very valuable heroes for the Radiant side. In terms of kills, the TA, as we have seen, is leading with kills. Last hits, a considerable advantage by the by the Lone Druid, so that is translating into some very expensive heroes. Gyro is the only hero that's able to keep up, or sorry, not keep up. He's the only hero that is leading in terms of value for the Dire, but it is half essentially of what the Radiant has for themselves right now. So it is gold in all the wrong places.
Look at this. TA is invisible. No idea it has Ogre Magi and Magnus, Coddle, Gyrocopter. All of the Dire's team right there by Team Sand is surrounding this invisible TA, and TA, I'm sure, is calling her buddies saying, hey guys, look, I got vision. Come on, let's play. We want a team fight. And still that invisibility rune, just about 25% left on it, and we do see Lone Druid and Jakiro chilling in the jungle, but really TA, she better get out of there. That rune is going to wear off. Now she is going into the jungle, or at least in the woods for a moment. There is a Psionic Trap casted. Magnus is caught into that, as well as Ogre Magi. Kunkka there, and there's a Sentry Roar being dropped. We'll take note of that. And there is the Blinding Light casted by Coddle, and it's going to back this TA and Lone Druid off for the moment to allow him to munch in some creeps.
They'll do some creep munching in order to buy their time. They saw an opportunity, they went for it. They realized that, no, we need to back out of this. Sand wasn't able to capitalize on that retreat. but sometimes you can't. Sometimes the enemy team just knows really well, as PSM seems to have this familiarity right now with what to do and when to do it.
Definitely, Sand is trying to play a nice defensive game right now, but really, all systems go for PSM. They are putting a lot of pressure on this top tier 2 tower. Magnus, Gyrocopter casting that homing missile, not going to do too much against that refracted TA. There's the illuminated casted. It looks like Sand's going to be able to deny that tower, and they do. Kunkka getting the deny on that tower, and very quickly right now, after the deny, we do see a smoke gank in the works, and right now it looks as though Blue, Lone Druid, has his eyes set on that bottom lane right now, but really, smoke gank is still in the works right now. TA just picking up another double damage rune. Lucky for her, she's bottled yet her 3rd DD of this match, and it served her quite well, as we saw a couple of moments ago against that Kunkka.
You know, we see the potential for this smoke gang to loop in around through the river, up the steps, to try and head off, or try to cut off some of the enemy team, the Radiant team. But they're gonna take it kind of slow. The dust has, or smoke has worn off, and they weren't able to catch anybody. Unfortunately, what we see is that PSM has a smoke gang of their own, and I think perhaps maybe a tactical pause. No.
It allows me to sip my coffee.
Oh, you enjoy that coffee, sir. Well earned. Well earned. So we've got this opposing smoke gang going on, which has, I think, captured almost all, if not all, of the Radiant heroes, and they are going to go and they're looking for blood, and I think they can catch it.
Yeah, they got to sniff for blood right now. Magnus and Ogre Magi are the ones right now.
No.
Oh, there's a TA. Nice blink in right there. Skewer casted by Magnus. Happening so fast. TA is in a little bit of a pickle, but look at this. Who's in the pickle? And there's a ghost ship, and it's going to hit the Spirit Bear. Kunkka, everybody's in big trouble. There is the reverse polarity casted. Kunkka caught up in the telekinesis, called down by Gyrocopter, and now that Kunkka is in big trouble, and yes, Lone Druid's going to get the kill on him. Magnus also pawning Jakiro at the same time. And both teams receiving killing blows in that fight. TA activating that double damage rune, also getting a few of the hits off in that bottle right now, casting Refraction and looking to pick off anybody from Team Sand who's left in the wake. But really, PSM, I really love this aggressive touch that they have right now. So far, Team Sand only has one structure, and we're looking at, what is this? This is going to be the
one
fourth
structure
tower.
was a deny.
Was it
right?
Yeah.
So the gold advantage right now, if we just look at the gold, over about 6,000, which is considerable. It's 2,000 more than what it was a few minutes ago. So this is a lead. We can clearly see a lead. And who has the value? Who is the most expensive hero? Well, the Lone Druid. Let's just, where is his bear? What is on his bear right now? The Lone Druid's bear. He has some expensive stuff on it. The armlet is on it. He's got the boots on it. The Jakiro is doing what supports do. He's got an urn. Good job, Jakiro.
and words.
Clap. What about this? The TA, last time I saw her, she had her blink on. She's been using that to the fullest extent. And I think, what was she building?
She just picked up that blink dagger a moment ago, and I can see her most likely possibly going for that Desolator. Very common item. And really, hats off to TA right now. That is another rune that she's picked up, and it is a haste rune this time. So really picking up some very, very good runes, some very effective runes. And really, Team Sand, I think they're in a position that they're not really used to right now. They are kind of being pressured really well by PSM, and really going to this match. Granted, we are only at the 20-minute mark of the match, and really, as time wears on, we're going to see this Gyrocopter become more of a threat. Looks like he is working on that Shadow Blade at the moment. Does have a Claymore in his inventory. So possibly, you know, we're looking at Jakiro being a threat. Kunkka's got to step it up, I think, a little bit more in terms of his farm. Does have some phase boots sitting at 1,800 gold, 66 last hits. So really, Sand by no means is out of this match. But in terms of map positioning and structural advantage, PSM all the way right now has a clear advantage.
I think we know that Sand is capable of great things. We saw it in their last tournament. And wouldn't it be a pity if they were taking it so early into this one? A lot of decent farm is happening right now to try and beef up those heroes that need beefing, but it's a tricky situation right now. We're going to see that the Gyro is going to take out as much of the ancients that have been stacked over the last little while to try and give him that experience, but just a very expensive Lone Druid right now and a very expensive TA.
he's
so
rich.
Those are hard heroes to contend against. There are a lot of powerful carries right now against our Dire.
And definitely another powerful carry just looking at right now is Juggernaut. Does have the Drum of Endurance and sitting on those phase boots, and it looks like I'm not exactly sure where he's going to be going in the next couple of in the next phase of this match. Could possibly going for a Battle Fury, Aghanim Scepter being another popular pick for this hero, but considering the fact that he has Drum of Endurance, I can possibly see him maybe going for that Aghanim Scepter, or yeah, I'm gonna say Aghanim Scepter in this one.
Support the fights very well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, possibly see, like I said, either that or Battle Fury, but I'm going to go with Aghanim Scepter at the moment. Right now, more Sentry Wards being curried in there to the Ogre Magi. Really staying on top of the wards is a must in this game right now. Gyrocopter still farming away in that bottom lane, and as we see, Keeper of the Lights looks like to be going for that early mech. Does have that headdress. Going in the mid lane right now, we do see Rubik playing a good, solid, strong support role. Lots of wards, mana boots, and a Smoke of Deceit. And of course, as you said a moment ago, the Jakiro being a Jakiro, playing a good support. He doesn't need items. His spells are so boss.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
Good on his own. And I think we've seen some counter warding there. I'm noticing that there is a sentry ward put in the lower jungle, or lower river area to try and shut down the vision. Look at this, another DD
man.
Stashed away in a bottle. So this TA is just waiting, ready. She's got her Desolator almost completely ready to go because 2 of those Netheril Hammers are in her stash, just chilling. And I think we saw her building up a lot of money, and I think that's because she's trying to keep it a secret. She doesn't want to give away the strategy, which is a very common thing in high-level Dota. Whereas I practically type my strategies out and say, look out, we're going to come top.
Well, it looks like right now for the Dire side, they have had a little bit of a conference and they've decided to just chill in the woods right now in the jungle, just farming away. Nobody really wants to go in those lanes just yet. They have had their licks, already receiving 5 more deaths than PSM. So right now, Templar Assassin activating that double damage rune and refraction, and now it's Gyrocopter. A little bit of trouble questioning, does back off because of all those creeps, and we do see Gyrocopter does now have that Shadow Blade, so that is definitely a lifesaver. Gyrocopter going up in the top part of the woods right there, just waiting for the cooldown on that Shadow Blade, and as a result, the rest of Team Sam pretty much, yeah, the entire team has joined in, and they do know this TA really, this is going to be a scary situation. She's left to her own devices. Team Sand earlier, as we saw about in the 7-minute mark of the match, that Sand did respond. They did try to put a stop to the TA's killing spree, and successfully did so, but really it's a game of cat and mouse right now. It's a game of time, because you know, more time that goes by, the more stronger she's going to get. And there we go, Gyrocopter does activate that Shadow Blade. He is moving in there. TA picking up a scent of probably a missing call by his fellow teammates, or at least a good strong awareness of what's going on the map, and decides to back off for the moment, because really all of Team Sand is there in the jungle just waiting to pick up
Look
TA.
at the tragedy in terms of how heroes are using their time right now. And because of being put against the rope, Sand is teaming up, and they can do very little other than, I mean, they're letting this...
there's an entangle by the Spirit Bearer. Kunkka
Right.
in all sorts of trouble. Nice torrent there, casted by Kunkka. It's definitely going to be saving his life for the moment. Ogre Magi right up there in the face to follow up with a stun if somebody sticks around a little too far. But really, Kunkka saving up for, looks like a good chunk of change for... oh gosh, what do you think he's going to be going for? He's sitting at 3,100 gold. It's going to be interesting to see the item that he's going to be going for. It could possibly be, what do you think? Butterfly?
Maybe.
Reaver? Heart of Tarask? I was,
Heart.
Heart!
Heart. Anyway, but what I was saying before is that the Kunkka just, oh no, poor Rubik, funny guy. The Kunkka was a great example of how splitting up and not teaming up is a very, very challenging thing to do against a team like PSM that has so many kills, and they've got such gank potential. This TA can roam around, and if she finds someone who's isolated, she'll take them out. She's got her Desolator now, so you don't want to be caught off guard. You need to team up, and that means that Radiant is able to free farm individually all their heroes, beefing themselves, whereas the Dire has to camp together, and that's costing them, I think. It's exponential growth for the Radiant team right now. which is not what they want to see. So we've got the Empower off on the Gyro, so he's going to be able to take as much of this Ancient Farm as possible. You've got a clump of smoked, a clump of smoked Radiant who are going to fly in across the river and then head horizontally, that's how I'm going to say it, easterly, through the Dire jungle and try to catch anybody, but they don't realize that nobody's there. Instead, the Dire is teaming up around their tower, expecting that push, knowing something's up. Are they going to catch anyone? Are they going to catch?
It's going to be difficult to see if they're going to be catching anybody, but TA breaking out of the smoke right now. And really, Sand, you got to take your hats off to them because they're not playing into the game that PSM wants them to. It's been quite a while since we've seen a kill, actually, and it's just because of the fact that they are playing safe. And I actually see a lot of logic behind this because Sam really, as time goes on, the Gyrocopter is really going to be telling the stories of this match, I think. Really, it's still anybody's match, but once again, another tower actually going for PSM. That's definitely got to be saying something in terms of experience and goal. Trevor, what do you see?
Oh, I see 12,000 Devo in favor of the Radiant. That is considerable. And we're almost at 10,000, just under 10,000 gold. So we've got heroes who are much more skilled and much more like, look at this. Look at
wow, that Roshan just dropped. Just melted like butter. TA picking up that Aegis, just blinking back now. And really, Sand, you know, like I'm praising, but also at the same time questioning it now because really this is allowing TA to really start running away, and she's picking up all the runes, playing a really solid game. Like she's just running it like clockwork right now with the runes. Has the Aegis, has the Deso, has the Blink Dagger. Really, she's scary business. And look at this in her stash. Somebody just bought a gem of True Sight, so that's really going to spell out trouble right now for the likes of Gyrocopter. And also Kunkka, who also has a Shadow Blade of his own. So really, I think what it's going to boil down to next is can Magnus get a solid ult off? Is he going to be able to execute that reverse polarity? So yeah, right now, Lone Druid, that's a very, very interesting choice. He is a pretty beefy hero right now. We're looking at 1900 health. I'm surprised though, like not. Would you put it on your bear?
I would think so, and then that would be excellent for counter warding. Sending him around, and well, the bear can't attack where many of the wards would be, but Rubik would be an obvious choice. So now we're going to see that PSM is going to shift bot. They're going to try and take that bottom tower. At the same time, we've got Gyro who's going to try and solo the top tower for the Dire, but I think it's a little too late.
It's really, yeah, there's so much damage right now for TA.
It's like an ice cream.
And really, Team Sand, they are not blind. They're not oblivious to this. And they really, what can you do? Group fortification is what you can do. They do cast it. There's the haste, so casted by TA, and we see the damage. 2 shots. Coddle going down, and now TA gets 1 kill, backs off, and Knight casted thereby. Ogre Magi, Ghost Ship is going to go in. Only going to hit that Spirit Bear, but really the damage, so much damage right now for TA. 2-shotting Coddle. Coddle at the same time, though, does buy back. They do not want to let PSM walk in there. Tor being casted there by Kunkka. So fast. 2 shots right there. Ogre Magi going down. RP casted by Magnus. Ice Path also going down. Gyrocopter, Macro Fire, all sorts of damage going back and forth. Ages being spent. They did get the TA down once. Can they do it again? Rubik being fallen down for PSM. But look at this, so much damage. Gyrocopter almost got away. Triple kill now being awarded to TA. Now it's going to be the tower. Are they? Oh man, Team Sand is in all sorts of trouble right now. TA is just running the show. And there's Juggernaut, there's Lone Druid, and Jakiro. Also the healing ward, all sorts of damage right now. And the focus is on this bottom Rax. And the Rax is going to be going down. Will they have enough time to pick up this range Rax? We see Kunkka right there. Did hit the Shadow Blade. Has the Bloodlust on him too. Illuminate being casted there by Coddle, but it's too little too late because the damage has been done. This TA really being the story of this match. So much damage, so much aggression, really big plays right now by PSM.
Oh, that is an unfortunate series of events, I think, Diego. This TA is just getting absolutely appalled. She's sitting on, let's finish off this, 4,400 gold. So she can purchase whatever comes to her little little mine.
Divine Rapier.
And really, yeah. I want to see 3 Divine Rapiers on a gyro. That will make my tournament today. If I see that, I will be a happy person.
So boss.
If only I could see 3 Rapiers, I would be so happy. That one's for you, Saunders.
Well, it seems really like, you know, if we reverse, if we could just rewind for a moment, you know, when we're looking back at the picks, it really seems that TA played out a strong game against who?
Everyone.
Everyone, yeah, really. Like, it's been really the telling tale, a very solid pick right there, and it's been the deciding factor so far in this match.
She got those couple of early kills off on the gyro, and I think that started to tilt her in a good direction. And look at all the damage that's happening. The BKB has been purchased by the TA now, so she is just going to be falling. And tons of experience by the Juggy, and the Lone Druid are taking from the stacked Ancients. So it is decisive in every direction, I feel.
If your team's stand right now, like, granted, there hasn't been a lot of kills. Just looking at the XP and gold graphs right now, it really a huge advantage right now for the Radiant. 20,000 experience and almost, yeah, looking at 16,000 gold advantage right now for the Radiant.
Holy crap! Wow,
just wow.
So I think that they have the potential to take this game whenever they want. There is very little, I believe, that the Dire could do to shut this down. They'll turtle as hard as they can, force those team fights where they can get a solid boat off, but there's this keeper just melts against the TA, so it's essentially, I mean, was it? Yeah, 2 shots. So, but is it a 5v4 even? It could maybe even less than that.
Well, you know, we were talking about it earlier. You know, the success of that bottom tri lane would have rested on the positioning of that Keeper of the Light because of the fact that he's so squishy and really positioning her now. Once you have a Blink Dagger on TA, you know, Keeper of the Light, heroes like him become. Oh, there we go,
no.
more damage right there. Kunkka, all sorts of trouble. There is the flat cannon there, blind gyrocopter, sorry, rocket barrage. RP though doesn't get out. Really big play there by Gyrocopter and Magnus to hold that TA. She is mortal, folks. Can go down, and we need to see a lot more of that by Team Sand in a hurry to turn this baby around. This match is not over, but still.
I think it is. Number nicest caster ever. No, it's over, guys. Man, it's over. But I think the Gyro just proved how Refraction does not stand up very well against the Cannon Barrage.
Yeah, the Cannon Barrage, and I think the real tell of the tale was
Rocket Barrage.
The Rocket Barrage, and of course. Yeah, Cannon Barrage.
I just call it whatever I want.
They both work, but I'm just looking at right now the Magnus, really good position right there, and used his RP. You know, some would say, oh, you only caught one hero. Well, you could say you caught the most strongest hero on PSM's team, and if your team's Sand, that's exactly what you want to do. She's worth such a good chunk of change right now. It's like,
she is.
What is that, 500 gold?
Yeah, 550 or so, 562 I think was the exact number. Not to just point out the numbers there, Demo. No, but she was worth it, I believe. And by the time the next team fight's going to happen, that RP is going to be up and ready to go. So this Rubik is just kind of cruising around now, maybe wondering, should I take the rune? And boom, he takes it. I want to be invisible. I want nobody to see me. And sure enough, he disappears into the night. Let's look at hero worth. Oh my goodness, let's not. Holy crap. So the Lone Druid and the TA are considerably more worthwhile heroes. I guess I shouldn't say worthwhile. I don't care. But the Gyro has done everything that he could to catch up. He is the second most worthwhile. He's got the BKB ready to go, as well as the Shadow Blade. So he's an effective ganker right now, but that's not what it's all about right now.
We do see right now Smoke Ink has been cast by Team Sand right now. Magnus, Ogre Magi, Coddle, and Kunkka, they are smoked up, and really it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to unfold right now because the entire PSM is up on that top lane. It looks like they want to break another lane, but possibly thinking twice about it right now, just hanging out in the Dire Jungle, making their way past the cliff right there and down the slope, and now they're going to be hitting those creeps, and we do see Team Sand they're going to make a stand. They don't want to see another tower, another Rex go their way, because if they do, this could spell the end and possibly a GG. And there we go. There is that bear just doing so much damage now. Does have an Assault Cuirass in his inventory, and that bear is just going to do so much damage. Illuminate being cast there by Caudle, and there we go. Magnus in there with that shockwave, but the tower is just going down. Really, Team Sand just in such a bad position right now. There's the entangle on Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter with a call down hits the BKB. And the only thing that's really caught in it right now is that Spirit Bear. A little bit of a waste, and this may be what PSM wants right now because of those ults. The BKB is being cast there by Team Sand. That really does puts PSM in a great position right now. Refraction being casted. TA, there goes that bear once again. Stunned there by Ogre Magi. But just look at this bear. Boom, boom, boom. There goes the racks, folks. There's another one, but Magnus says, hold on, we're going to make it pay for that. Ice Path casted there by Chikiro. Got some reverse polarity off, and we do see Magnus going down in that fight. All sorts of damage going right around. Caudle, Ogre Magi, Magnus being taken down. Now they're in pursuit of Konka. Psionic Trap being cast does hit him, but look at this, PSM. They have their priorities in check, and they're going after structures, folks. Look at this, mid tower going down. Is it going to be the end for Team Sand? Our previous champion missing middle. It might be PSM. There it is. GG being called. PSM's going to win this one. They will move on in this tournament. Team Sand has been defeated by PSM. Real big match. 36 minutes in, 19-7 is the score.
A high quality match there. There were high quality plays for either team. Unfortunately, Team Sand, who was our victor from last time, is going to be going home. There was quite a bit of intensity there, and we saw that momentum. Always the momentum and pushing that, and you know, hold on, because I think that's a really obvious thing to say, like, oh, the team who starts to push to win wins. Okay, sure, that doesn't make sense. But because there were signs of gaps where the PSM was able to cruise the map and take out all the farm that they could possibly want, and it really allowed them to beef up. And if we look here at in terms of like valuable heroes and last hits and everything, we see kind of that it's not as even as you might think, right? Those who needed to have the farm were the ones who had the farm, and they were the big players in our match. But it's I wouldn't say that this was like a landslide in either direction.
No, look at the kill count. Like both these teams, they played very strongly, but really it was just the TA, the Lone Druid. Real big plays there by, of course, the supporting staff.